Gold Squadron, begin takeoff procedure.
You're listening to the Gold Squadron Podcast, your home for X-Wing discussion, strategy, and entertainment.
All right, so I have Frank Brooks here. We got some extended questions coming from the internet. Frank's going to answer whatever he can, and obviously not what he can't. So I'm going to pass some of the meme ones. Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Have you heard of him?
I have.
Excellent. Where is K2SO?
Coming.
All right, there you go. Were you pressured by the mouse to do Clone Wars?
No, we wanted to do it. There's a lot of people that's their favorite version of Star Wars, and ignoring it's just slapping those fans in the face, and we're not doing that. It's all good.
Will we continue to see Legends ships and pilots going forward?
We'll see. I mean, part of it is the current stuff that we have available is the stuff that we'll be accessing. But yeah, I mean, we keep it in mind. We're obviously well versed in the old material, so we'll see what we can do.
What happened to the A-Wing in first edition that you felt you changed or fixed in second edition? If you can talk about it, with it coming up in Wave 2 of second edition.
Sure. So yeah, the Resistance A-Wing is different. It doesn't actually behave like the second edition A-Wing does. It is a very similar chassis frame, dial, action bar, kind of that sort of thing. But honestly, having the ability to do the flippy guns to shoot behind you is a very different play style than you'd be expecting. So it's a pretty novel experience, and it's pretty fun.
How did you decide how much to include in the conversion kits? Was that a challenge for you guys? How much to put inside that box?
Oh, just definitely. Because it was hard to balance what was the perfect product for people to actually get everything they need. Because you've got people that have super deep but not necessarily wide collections. I've got 15 X-Wings. And then you've got the guy who has just a tournament amount of stuff. You've got the guy that has some stuff he's seen in a movie, and then also a TV show, and so it's hard to really cover all the ground that we really needed to cover. So having what we picked was the best we could to try to get everything in there. And I know there's been some hubbub about the specifics of number of dials and number of generics and all of that. And again, part of it was trying to get to account for everybody, because some people don't want to buy two because they happen to own two Falcons, but they own an X-Wing from the core set and two other ships, and they don't really want to buy two of those conversion kits just to be able to do it. So there's some of that kind of thing happening as well, where we were trying to do our best to give everyone as much as they can, and this stuff's not free. The punch board was a real estate issue, and that was a lot of the limiting factor, because those dials are big. The punch board takes a lot of space, especially large ships. So it was a real hassle to try to get them where we wanted. And so we didn't want to go with the one purchase all the things, because that's way too much stuff for a lot of people. And we didn't want to go smaller, because then it's harder to know where things located and tracking it down and all of that. So it's it gets pretty messy if we try to do things differently than the way we did.
When you guys introduced second edition, you talked about identities for each faction. Mm-hmm. What would you say is the identity of the Republic and the Separatists?
Oh, sure. This feels a little bit like a Jeopardy question or something. I mean, Jeopardy would be a very straightforward answer, because it'd be what is Gettysburg? But in this case, it was very much there's a good answer and there's a not so good answer. At the same time, we don't want to go into too much detail about the new stuff unreleased. But no, the clones have their own little thing working together. The Jedi have their own thing. The droids have their own thing. The Dark Force users have their own. There's a lot of themes. We're going to definitely go into it in future articles. I don't want to spoil stuff already.
Oh no, you're. I like teasing the listener, so it's okay. One of my friends here asked, "Where's Eden Vril and how do I unlock him?"
Good question. We are They were like, there's only so many ships we could put back into second edition from just like an actual physical amount of stuff perspective. And like, you know, the ships that you see now are not all the pilots that are ever going to exist in second edition. So if you were a fan of his ability, it's not necessarily always gone forever. Not saying it's coming back in that form or anything like that, but like anything you might be missing doesn't mean it's always gone, I guess. But doesn't mean it's coming back either. So.
Right, exactly. Everything's a maybe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let's see. This is maybe more of an OP question. Do you have any information on System Open support in Southeast Asia or the Australias?
Yeah, that's very much an OP question. You're right.
I'm gonna have to track down Zach then.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You know, they asked me to ask, so
like we're always trying to get into new markets, but a part of it's just getting the partners on board, because there are, you know, we have to get a partner that wants to do all the things we need them to do. So I mean, there's a lot goes into it. It's not merely like we don't think you're important or anything nonsense like that. We care about all our fans, obviously, but there's a lot of steps to get the game everywhere.
All right, Frank. Well, thank you for answering these questions.
You're welcome. Anytime.